Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to the stream. We are OOFS, Le Mans Ultimate League based in North America. I am your host tonight, Nathan Murthy, joined by Jesse Olsen as always. Jesse, good to have you for one more time this season, my friend. Yep, and what a track to end it on, the circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Of course, familiar to most racing fans around the planet. But we will go through it real quick. Going from the start finish straight, near towards the left end of the track map here, you head down to the tight hairpin of La Source, usually a source of chaos and carnage on lap 1 and on subsequent laps, as the concertina effect tends to bunch people up close together. From there, you head down the flat, or almost flat out, run through Eau Rouge and Radion. Of course, world famous corner complex, and very scary to do in the GT3s, a bit easier in the LMP2s. Go down the Camel Straight towards the Lacombe chicane section. Again, a hard braking zone leading into a not very slow corner. So you can set up an overtake there. It's not the easiest, but you can get it done. From Lacombe, you head down a short section to Rivage, a very long, almost double apex right-hand hairpin, which leads into the kind of medium speed no name left-hander. And from no name, you head down to one of the fastest corners on this track, Bouon. Quite the challenge to get the line right in the GT3s, but easier in the high downforce cars. From there, you head to the long chicane of Piff Paff, and head down to the double right-hander of Stavelos 1 and 2, as we call them. Stavelo 2 is especially important to nail, as you want that optimal run down the long backstretch down towards Blanchimont and the bus stop chicane. Bus stop chicane, again, another hard braking zone, another place where overtakes tend to happen. And then you navigate the tight bus stop chicane. Again, the name of the game is setting up your exits. And you head down the start finish straight back towards La Source. And that is a lap of the circuit de Spa-Francorchamps.
As most people know, it's a high-speed track. Lots of mid-speed, high-speed corners. It's not as wide as you think it is, so opportunities come with a lot of risk usually around here.
Yeah, real interesting circuit, not just in the compromise you mentioned, but of course setting up moves and risk versus reward, but also the cars are set up to really optimize either for the low downforce or for the twisty bits in the middle. So that brings another variable as to which cars will optimize for which parameter. And yeah, that brings some interesting scenarios as you head down the long back straight as well as the run down to Lacombe.
Yep, done quite a number of virtual laps around this place. Always fun to come to Spawn. Definitely one of those tracks I would love to cross off the old bucket list in real life for sure. I mean, the elevation has got to be just absolutely amazing to experience in person. Something we really, probably the hardest thing to ever simulate in our sims is that sense of elevation change.
Oh, 100%. Spa is one of the tracks I want to visit in real life. It's up there. It's definitely up there. It's like Spa, Silverstone, probably. In the US, you would say like Watkins Glen and Sebring. Watkins Glen might be crossed off soon enough, but yeah, a lot of places. One of those, they call it the hallowed ground, right? Like so much history has happened at this track, and it's always a fan favorite, especially with GT3 cars. And we have the IRL 24 hours of Spa, of course, with slightly different GT3s, but also the 12 hours. That's basically a warm up for Le Mans. The backwards Casey Jackman and Guillermo Perez.
Yeah, a couple cars trying trying to dive out of the way of Avigante, who's already looks like on pace at the top there with a 218. Is that a 19 or an 18? I think it's a 219.3. Sorry, I should probably get some glasses before I start doing these broadcasts. But yeah, Avi already setting in some fast times. It looks like we're gonna have a pretty decent sized GT3 field here for the finale. Always a little bit of attrition throughout the course of the season, but we also welcome newcomers at any point during the season because that helps offset that attrition. So unless I don't see any new names really in the GT3 field, Avi should probably be one of our favorites to snag the pole position here in qualifying.
Yep, and we'll get into championship and location. Basically, both championships are more or less wrapped up, but we do have a couple of interesting combinations in the GT3s. Yeah, so Avi Ganti is clearly showing that he's got pace around here, as he has shown, consistently through the season. A bit of a late joiner, so unfortunately that has hurt his point standings a little bit, but, has more than made up for it with some scintillating drives. It's great
Absolutely.
to
I
see.
think if Avi would have been here since race 1, it would be a different points championship situation going into the final here. I think he's already near the top 3, and he missed a good portion of the beginning of the season.
Avi once again, purple through sector 1. First, this is probably the lap where the tires are at their peak. We are approaching that 13-minute cutoff for GT3s to finish the lap. Avi will be comfortably out of it at this race, so this is definitely his last lap. Richie Wood in 7th, causing a yellow flag and returning to the box.
I think promptly after you put in a decent time, though, put some P7 on the board. I don't know if maybe he was out of fuel and ran it out, or if he just pushed too hard on his last lap.
It'd be 21.796 from Richie. Not a bad time at all. Of course, it's one of those tracks where, the track is so long that being a gap of like maybe 1 or 2 seconds is actually not that far off.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the longest tracks you'll ever get on, besides, something unique like a Nordschleife or Le Mans, right? One could argue those are iffy as actual racing circuits. Le Mans using actually part of the road to form its racetrack, and then the Nordschleife being, what it is. Like it's obviously a racetrack, but it's used for a lot of things. Where Spa is just a dedicated circuit that hosts all sorts of races, like you mentioned. We didn't even mention that. I guess they host. There's there used to be consistently F1 here. I guess that's going to be off and on for the future, but F1's normally here, and it's always a interesting situation when they come here with the weather from a couple of years ago. It was definitely one of those situations you don't want to read about when you go to a race, but I mean, there's been so much controversy here too with how fast the track is. There's been some incidents, some fatalities, and some really bad crashes, particularly at a Rouge Radion section, and various amount of cars. I think it was, I'm trying to remember, Brian, I think it was Fittipaldi who did like a backflip coming up the hill in a prototype, if I recall. Like, just some absolutely bonkers stuff can and usually does happen at the top of that, near or at the top of that hill, and that will be something we'll definitely try to keep the cameras on for you guys tonight. But this place is definitely hallowed grounds, like you mentioned before, and I really can't think of another circuit that is longer than Spa. I mean, if anybody in the comment section here on the stream is actually listening to us babble on about Spa, tell me a track that's longer, that's that's a native racetrack. I'll give Nord's credit. Nord's probably the longest, but I can't think of one.
Only a track from a different era, when we used to have those ridiculously long. And Spa used to be 14 kilometers, double the length of what it is now. So it really tells you how times have changed. But,
there's some great mods out there too. If you've never done the original Spa circuit in something vintage in your simulator, you are missing an experience. It is wild.
Yeah, I have driven 1960s Spa once. It was terrifying. Master Kink in a 1960s F1 car is... I don't know how they did it in real life. That is legitimately scary.
I actually have one of those chart posters on my wall, and now I'm referencing my chart posters. See if I can find anything bigger than Spa. That is not Nordschleife or Le Mans.
Well,
It's
a
tough.
couple of entries in chat. Original Spa, Banked Monza is a good shout from Dave Paganini in chat. Banked
Oh,
Monza is
combined
also...
Mazda is 10 kilometers, I believe. Like
Yes.
to the number.
Yeah.
Yeah, old configuration Monza definitely would be.
That is an
I mean,
insane...
but then you could argue old configuration Spa, right?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
was how much
true.
longer?
That
Crazy.
was 14 kilometers. So yeah, that would definitely be
Yeah.
like... But that was more like what the
What
Nordschleife
about
is
old
today.
Hockenheimring?
The old Hockenheim ring, that is not... It's not 10 kilometers. It's about like 6 or
No, but
7.
it went way into the forest. You remember how far they used to go into the
They
forest
did.
trees, and when they cut all that off, the track became much smaller.
Yeah. While we were talking, of course, looking quickly at the...
Sorry for the rant here, folks.
No, no,
It's the
no.
last one.
We love a good history rant on this in this com box. So do not apologize. But yeah, just looking at the comment results really quick. Casey Jackman in chat was saying that he probably needed to practice a little bit, and I can understand why he would think that. 1.3 seconds behind Avi Ganti's frankly insane time of a 2:18.8. Guillermo Perret in second with a 2:19.2. That's not a bad time. 2:19.3. My apologies. Not a bad time at all. Parker Thomas right behind Casey in fourth at 2:22. Dan Pullen in fifth. Abe Wozniak in sixth. Richie Wood in seventh after aborting his final lap. Dave Carter in eighth. Dave Harris in ninth. So all Dave row 4.5. Dustin Rand in 10th. Avi Tellez in 11th. MT Garney in 12th. Matthew Canelli in 13th. Gage Galvin in 14th. And Preston Parenti in 15th and bringing up the rear. That makes up our GT3 field.
Yeah, 15 entries tonight. A little low, but also some good groupings there in the qualifying of who's going to be around each other on base. So shouldn't be short of action around here. Like you mentioned, it's part of this track is actually kind of a one. You want to call it a one-lane track. I mean, there really is sort of one racing line that everybody, it's hard to get around somebody when they're on that racing line, and it should keep the action pretty close. Plus the two big, first and third sectors with the draft, you can actually hang on to somebody here who might be a little faster than you if you could just keep tight through that twisty bits and then just stay in the draft. So I mean, competition should be really good here tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, besides Gun, Avi and Guillermo up front, yeah, there's going to be some good battling. Or quality gaps were really not that close. And of course, kind of hard. Sometimes in these qualifyings, you kind of wind up not looking a lot. Like you said, there's more or less one line through this track. It's a little bit more forgiving, than say Paul Ricard or Coda, but yeah. Qualifying not always very representative. We find that the race pace is a lot more interesting to look at this championship.
Yeah, it kind of calls back to the nature of the track, right? It's an older track, when this track was built, a long time ago by our standards, but, it was upgraded from the longer circuit to a more modern, safer circuit. They've added a lot of runoff in areas. So you end up more so just racing the track limits, and that's kind of true in any of the sims that I've drove it on. It's just you're driving to the track limit, and you're trying to get it right there at the edge, maximize all the distance of the track, because it's an older track when the cars were smaller, and this was a wide track 50 years ago, but by today's standards, these cars are they're so much bigger than the other cars that there's really not a lot of room, but then more than that one car width. And if you do, like I said before, it usually takes a 50-50 effort to get through those corners unscathed. I mean, corners like Puhan, or Blanchimont. I mean, going too wide is just. It's risky. It's fun to watch, though.
That's risky is one word for it. It's I can think of a few more words, but
I'm trying to keep it PC here.
Yeah. We're both aligned on that one.
Rubio's brought back the gold spike. I love it.
Yeah, really. It's the thing I love about this game is that the liveries have so much nuance to them. Of course, because of the way the livery templates work, there's only like one real, sort of texture you can get. It's pretty cool to see how liveries just work with that, especially with the metallic flakes and stuff.
Yeah, I spent some time in the paint shop. I am by no means a Michelangelo of liveries. I'll put it out there. I can slap some stickers on a car if you want to. I'll tell you that I can handle. Yeah, the livery tools seem to be pretty decent out of the get-go. I wish the sharing was a little bit easier than what it is, but I think in time they'll get it sorted out.
I do enjoy it quite a lot. Speaking of liveries, Hans Montes and the White Monster LMP2, bringing it back for a second week. Love to see it.
Yeah, even if we don't get any prototype racing, I just stay on these liveries here. The guys are bringing the A game in the livery department.
McLennan as well. You have to shout him out when you say liveries. He's designed his own 2 liveries actually this season. This is the second one. What a nice design. I could say so myself. Oh.
I like it. It's got a little bit of a Team Verstappen vibe to it. It's a good look though.
Yeah.
With the kind of darker blue and the red.
Yeah, getting a nice view on the TV cameras there as he passes by. Ryan Balloon has set our fastest time of 2:03.277, and that is his qualifying done by the looks of it.
Yeah, 3 minutes still on the board though. Still time for somebody to put something on the board, but maybe it's maybe it's such a long lap here they're not going to get a decent shot at 2 runs. So let's see who's still got something left. I mean, it all looks like Nate, James, Hans, and Chris are all still out on track.
Nate's size, by the way, 2:03.875. So 6 tenths off, but he still has 2 chances to set another flyer. So it'll be interesting to see that LMP2, by the way, sparking hard.
I was just saying, Nate, what's your setup, man? Are you,
He's running the Tony Hawk Pro Skater setup there. So,
indeed.
Grinding away
straight to the floor, right? Somebody check his plank after this race, see if that car is legal.
Don't tell Ferrari.
Oh, too soon.
Well, aside of Ferrari or McLaren, you can make your pick for that joke.
No problems picking on either one of them if you want.
Well, Ferrari's good enough, so it's a little harder to pick on them. McLaren, on the other hand,
not for that strategy the first week. I mean, they've been good for what, a week, and we're giving them that much credit.
Look, we take what you can get. Huh?
I mean, we could just say last week they didn't mess it up, but if they truly wanted to maximize, they should have. And I'm not knocking Ferrari for this, but there's a side you can look at that said, hey, you had an opportunity for 2 cars to be in front of George at one point. You couldn't have done better to protect P2. You had your cars battling, and George is sitting back there salivating. Just when's he going to push the magic button to rocket ship by them? And I don't know. Like, I'm glad they got the race, because the racing we saw especially between Leclerc and Hamilton, was box office.
Yeah, there was some
great. I mean, I can't even tell you the last time I've seen that kind of back and forth. hard but respectful racing in F1 like that. I mean, we saw a little bit of it last year. I mean, I guess the first race was a little bit of our first indoctrination to it, so we weren't sure what we were seeing. But what we saw at China was just a spectacle by those guys.
Yeah, that was quite the drive. um, very
But,
cool.
but 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 why is Ferrari letting them do that? I mean, why weren't the places just settled and say, hey, we're going to try to protect P2?
I
But
think it would be interesting. Like, for one, I think it's too early in the season to call team orders. You know, it's hard. It's hard, but you kind of have to let them duke it out a little bit. And there's so much that goes into the minds of these drivers, right? Like, if you tell one driver, like on the second race of the season, it's like remember when Rubens Barrichello got told to move over in the 2002 Austrian Grand Prix? That was the sixth round, and it completely mentally destroyed him for the whole season. So imagine telling a driver in what could potentially, if things go the right way, be maybe a title contending car. You
I
give
mean,
one driver the message that, hey, hey, you're not allowed to fight. That's a
yeah,
that's a bad idea, I'd say.
could be. Looks like they have wrapped up qualifying here. Nate, did he? Yeah, he did put
Yeah,
a banger of a time up. I thought Nate. I mean, that car was low. We know that much. Check those
wait.
planks, guys. Again, technical
Oh,
regulations here.
hold on.
Looks like
We're
great
looking
time
at the
by
wrong
Nate though. Two oh
results.
four six. Yeah. Oh, is
Hold
that not
on.
the
That's
right results?
yeah. It's
At
showing
practice?
the practice results for some reason. Again, same thing
Okay,
as last
that's not
week.
exciting. Ignore everything I
Not
just said
exactly
for
what we wanted to see, but
seconds.
I can still tell you the time. So Ryan Balloon on pole at the
Oh, Nate didn't
203.277.
get it. Ooh, but James
277.
did pip. Look how close James and Nate are.
Yeah, James
Wow.
got it right at the end there. 203.607. Nate Sides in third on 203.669. Hans Montez in fourth on a 204.497. Chris McLennan in fifth on a 205.544. Don Bailey did not set a time. Not sure if he's on the session, but we'll find out, I guess, in a few minutes' time. And, well, we did bring up standings, so let's get through that really quickly. First final race of the season. So a lot of things have been wrapped up. Greg Kasturian is your LMP2 UR champion, mathematically, after last week's race win at Coda, winning 657 races before this one. Has chosen to take the day off today, so opens the stage for a new winner. James Rubio in second place in the championship. He's probably got that wrapped up too, I would say. Ryan Balloon is on pole, and third in the championship. Hans Montez in fourth. Nate Sides fifth, and Brian Crane sixth are tied, although Brian is not racing tonight, so Nate Sides probably has P5 wrapped up. Don Bailey has not taken the start. Chris McLennan has. Or Don Bailey has not qualified. He may still take the start. Chris McLennan in eighth has a good chance of scoring some points and securing maybe seventh, maybe even sixth.
I'm wondering
He's
how
still
far Nate can move up here because it looks like Ryan and Hans are dropping 0, and Nate's dropping a 31. I wonder if he's got any shot to move up.
be interesting towards the end. Drop rounds still break my brain a little. Calculating them on the
Indeed.
fly. So I'll just leave. I'll just wait until the standings are published on
Somebody
Boost.
send us a prefab spreadsheet so we can figure this out.
Then calculate all the possible combinations in the championship. Yeah, we do publish our standings on oofsracing.com. So that'll be the place to check after, I think, the Sunday or Monday when everything will be finalized. Quickly looking at the GT3 Championship, it's a bit more interesting. Dakota Botello and William Mangrum at P1 and P2 are not racing tonight, but with the drop round that they have accumulated over the season, Dakota does take the championship mathematically, so he has chosen not to race tonight. William Mangrum as well, choosing to not race. With this drop round, he has a 46-point lead over Guillermo Perez in third. So with our point system, P2 counts for 47 points. So that will mean that Guillermo has to finish second or higher in the race to have a shot at P2 in the championship. Grayson Head, meanwhile, further back and on 218 points. He is not here tonight, so he'll be taking that drop round. So he's effectively on 240 points. So Parker Thomas has to make up 42 points to maybe to have a shot at 4th place. But that would be 4th or 5th, I think. I finished higher than 5th. Yeah, the other positions in the championship, Dustin Rand in 6th, still has a shot to take 5th. He has a drop round of 27 points. Aviganti in 7th, of course, on pole for the GT3, so we'll be looking to move up a few places. Matthew Kennelly in 8th on 166. Dave Harris in 9th on 161. He is on the grid. And Richie Wood in 10th on 159. But Richie has changed cars for the last round, so that points tally is stuck where it is. So if someone can get past Richie, that would change P10 in the championship.
Yeah, still like there's still some fighting happening for positions here within the top 10. That's for sure. We won't be able to be settled until we finish, say, the race tonight, and then the officials finalize these standings. But it should still be an exciting race, even though we don't really have a championship battle on. Congrats to Dakota. But I bet there'll be a lot of people fighting for a win. And to note that Avi's carrying 25 kilos for this race. I don't think he'll be able to just flat run away like he does. It'll be interesting to see.
Oh, and my game has betrayed me a little bit here, as the race has gotten underway, but I did not get.
Sorry about that.
So all these
green, go, go, go! They're all going through La Source. Let's see if they can keep it pointed in the right direction.
Yep, and so far it does look like everyone's got off to a decent start. I'm gonna wait and see what happens with the commentator scores here, but further back
in a battle for the lead.
Yeah, Guillermo Paré has got past Aviganti. That Corvette is pretty quick in a straight. We saw that in yesterday's sprint race. But as the LMP2 fuel settles down, the GT3s are pretty much single file. We do have one outlier. That is Matthew Kennelly, who is going very slowly on the straight behind. We'll check back and see what happened. What might have happened
that's not
there.
Damaged situation. Yeah, very, I should say, not par for the course to see them single file coming down the Kimmel Straight up to Lacombe. But hey, these guys are tucking in, looking to get real racy already. So we'll see what they can do. Guillermo getting the jump on Avi on the start. I'm sure we'll get a chance to take a look at that in the replay. But also to note there is, I believe that is Parker Thomas, who has moved up to P3 on the start. That's definitely something I wasn't expecting. So good moves here from Parker here in the opening lap.
Yeah, the Cheese Bikini moving its way up to 3rd. That's a great launch off the line there. Of course, things are okay. So no, again, there's a few things I have to adjust with this replay software, but we are back doing the running. Meanwhile, further back here, Richie Wood is in P11 and getting a lot of interest from Dustin Rand, who has...
I'm still showing Richie the Lamborghini, so I think his points would be valid for tonight.
Oh yeah, he's not switched to the Aston. So okay, that might have been for the sprints. Yeah, so then Richie Wood is still in contention for a top 10 in the championship here.
Yeah, him and Dustin and Dave Harris are all... That's going to be interesting. Oh, Dustin on the throttle a little early.
On throttle, manages to save it and keep it out of the wall just about. But yeah, that's
well
not...
to recover.
That he did not need that coming out of the final corner there. He's now joined up behind Gage Galvin and Dave Harris, who are going side by side into La Source. Are they going to continue this little...
Hurt him a little bit on track position, but luckily he's actually still tucked up with these guys. Hopefully didn't hurt the car at all. And let's see if he can put it behind him and start moving forward.
Oh,
there's a car sideways at the top of the hill.
Is in the Ferrari sideways at the top of OOFS.com as all three managed to navigate that spin safely. You have... So the battle between Gage and Dave over there will have to wait for a little bit. And all up in the midfield, Richie Wood has settled into a bit of a rhythm behind David Carter and right in front of Javi Tellez. Further up front, Casey Jackman has made some moves on the start, up to fourth. No, wait, he started third, so he's dropped down a place to fourth.
Yeah, Parker slipped by there on the opening lap. I wasn't quite sure where he got it done. Looked like it was somewhere in the twisty bit, so either he put a move on or maybe in case he had a problem getting the tires coming up to temperature through there.
We can take a quick look at that. This is right on the start. Yeah, I think Casey just bogged down maybe a little bit. Yeah, Parker Thomas right alongside. Abe Wozniak also was looking there.
Ooh, was that Dan?
That was Dan. That was Dan
Pullen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Parker gave Abe a little squeeze on the exit there too.
Yeah.
Well, that was a lot feistier going into the source than it looked like from the view of the prototypes.
Yeah. Definitely a bit more battling, although Casey has managed to catch up. That Corvette is strong in the straight.
We fast forwarded 2 laps and he's still in the same position, tucked up under Parker's wing. And I mean, nothing on Parker. He did a good job getting the work done on the start and putting yourself in a really good position. But he's gonna have his handful keeping Casey behind him. We know how fast Casey can be in that Corvette.
Interesting, maybe relevant bit of info here. Both of them took a track line up the last lap, but more importantly, Parker is about 2% down on VE to Casey here. So maybe a bit of fuel saving strat coming into play for Casey early on. Yeah.
I don't know what the strategy will be for the GT3s. Whoa, that was a massive slide.
What a save, Casey. God damn. Okay.
Wow, I don't know how much angle he had in that, but it looked like a lot. That was a moment. Didn't look like he even lifted because he hasn't slid too far behind.
No, that was
probably just lost a little bit of forward momentum, but he didn't fall back to Dan that Lexus, and those Lexuses are quite speedy around the straights here.
Oh, speedy Lexus. Let's take a quick look at the top 2. We've been focusing at 3rd place. Yeah, Aviganti is still keeping Guillermo Pare well within range. They're both on similar VE. But Aviganti also is doing probably on the highest VE of the field, I think. Yeah, pretty much on the highest field for VE for the whole field. I
would think a one-stop is on the table for GT3s. It usually is, but Spa being a long lap, like we talked about earlier, the longer the lap, the harder it makes it to do. Places like Le Mans, sometimes it's impossible to even save a lap of fuel because the lap is so long. It's just too much to give up. But keeping the gap where it is right there, will be in his draft, and if he was trying to make it a one-stop or was questionable on if he could go, he's in a great position to get there.
Meanwhile, just a quick check-in on the LMP2 field. They are still here. Oh, and a check-in on Gage Galvin has looped it at Pouan. I just wanted to show that nothing much is really happening in the LMP2 field, in case you were wondering. But, yeah.
All the excitement's here in GT3, folks.
Yeah. So we can take a look at what happened to Gage right here.
Did he just lose it in the old Piff Path?
Nope, it's coming out of... Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is Piff
coming out of Piff Path.
I thought that was
campus for those of you who are a little more traditional with your corner names at Spa. I like Piff Path better, so we're going with that.
Yeah.
Running it wide at Blanchimont too.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, we haven't seen track limits become a thing all season, but I mean, it's possible it could become a card here. I don't know who's being liberal, but Casey, wow, that was a cut for sure.
Yeah, probably gonna have to feather off the pole there. That opens the door.
I think he's lifting.
So we are seeing a bit of strategy discussion going on in chat. I wanted to ask you about that. What is the over/under on taking tires? Do you think they can probably do it on one set?
I mean, this place isn't necessarily a tire eater, but the twisty section does put a lot through your tires. I would think those who can take care of it could probably make them go. go the distance. It'd be interesting. I could definitely see a case for not taking them. I think if I was in my head, that would be the strategy I would be shooting for. Would be a one stop, take tires.
Yep. Yeah, of course. Always minimize your time in the pit lane. Is sort of the name of the game this season.
Yeah, and we've seen that work out more often than not. I think this season. Anybody doing a one stop versus a two stop, or taking the time delta on old tires versus taking the pit stop time for the tires and the time it takes for the tires to get to temperature, which is not nothing. It hurts you on your first couple laps after you pit. I just haven't really seen it play out for anybody to do the two stop or take the tires. So like you said, minimize the time in the pits and maximize your on track time, and that seems to be the best way to do these races.
Parker Thomas to hold on. That Poland did get past Katie with that little mistake into Eau Rouge. Abe Wozniak is getting the attention of Richie Wood. So this is the battle for P6. That's where Abe Wozniak is on GT3s.
Yeah, both these guys putting in a really good drive here, especially Richie Wood. I'm not gonna say I'm shocked. He's been putting in good drives the last couple weeks. I just think for one reason or another he hasn't been able to put one all together. And it wouldn't surprise me if he's able to do it tonight. Let's see if Richie can hang on to... Oh, a little aggressive coming over the hill. I'm not sure you're going to be able to get away with that, Richie.
Both of them kind of having a flopped entrance or Rouge, but looks like Richie Wood has got a marginally better exit.
Let's see who outbreaks.
Out. Yep, Abe Wozniak almost giving it up, really. Or just realizing that he did not have the momentum to counter the Lamborghini. This is interesting, because usually the Aston, the Lambo, and the Lexus and the Corvette are the straight line monsters here. Usually.
Yeah, the Aston in particular is just straight line arrow. It's a very slippery car. It's one of the faster cars on a straight line, for sure.
And you see the battle for the lead in GT3. Avi Ganti more or less holding station with Guillermo Perez here. Both on
can we get an onboard with Avi?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, here we go. Let's experience what Guillermo's feeling right now. The pressure.
Well, yeah. These two are basically neck and neck, I think, even on BE. They're maybe 1% apart. Avi has saved up a little more. That might come into play when the pit stops arrive. Ours, both of these guys are around the 54%.
Avi took it looked like he took it a little deep there.
Yeah. Maybe just going for the later entry and prioritizing. But yeah, he's definitely lost some time. So I don't think that was entirely intentional.
Yep. And mid-engine versus front-engine cars here, so their application of the brakes and how they rotate through the tightest part of the track, that is that chicane. You see a little bit of the differences. Might have been caught out there a little bit by Guillermo's entry or pit marker.
Wow.
I mean,
that is
I know we don't have telemetry, but I don't think he lifted.
That's asking us the average VE per lap. That's a good question.
I bet they're doing
I
probably
think
near 10.
Yeah, so I actually have that info now. I can't show it on the broadcast, but see it on the back end. Guillermo's on 9%. Avi Ganti is on 8.6. This is the last 3-lap average, by the way. Dan Pullen, and by the way, has got past Parker Thomas. We will get to that overtake in a second. Both Dan Pullen and Parker Thomas are on 9.7. So they are burning through their VE quite quickly.
But they're also Lamborghinis, right?
No, Dan Pullen's in the Lexus.
Okay, I know the Lamborghini has a monster fuel capacity, so it's usually the highest consumption car, but it has the capacity to counteract it.
Right, yeah. the V10 engine on the back is quite thirsty.
I think that's one of the things that probably makes the car trickier to drive, since it has the biggest tank in the field, which means you get the biggest breadth of weight differential across your entire run of a fuel tank, right? So setting the car up for fuller fuel or lighter fuel, or just making the car happy at one particular level, and then managing through that. I think that's probably what makes the Lamborghini so challenging that people talk about. But it does have the largest tank capacity in the class.
Oh, I was about to say that speaking of challenges, Casey Jackman and Parker Thomas, but looks like Parker has done just enough to keep Casey behind. First stint, so everybody I think is thinking fuel saving right now, so you won't see too many crazy moves unless there's a clear and obvious opportunity, at least from the front of the
field. A Christmas gift here. He got by Parker, and then Casey has not been able to clear Parker yet. It's very clear he's got the pace to stay with Parker. I just haven't seen Casey make it stick yet, and I think he's probably got the pace to do it.
I know it's a funny LMU graphical bug, but it looks like cars are sitting on one tire as they go through Radeon. It always gets me.
Yeah, here's hoping they work on some of their replay viewing capabilities in the next coming updates. There are some interesting, we'll call them features, not bugs, right?
Mm-hmm. It is a feature, yeah. We're seeing a bit of divergence, more so in this race than I remember. So the top two are still lockstep. Avi has built up a bit more of a buffer now. The buffer is 2% to Guillermo, so that's definitely going to be a factor coming into the pits. That slightly shorter VE refill will mean a shorter pit time, so it's going to be close, I think, because it's like 0.4 per percent, so right now he's saving effectively 0.8. Extremely close.
That's something we don't always talk about here, but for these endurance, these 55-minute races, the consumption is 2 times what it normally is for those watching in a race. So we could basically take a longer race and sort of shove it into a shorter time frame. So we're not racing for 4 hours to get our endurance fill and create that environment. So when you have to think about a guy like Avi doing what he's doing right now.
Interrupt you there because Avi is going for it. He has sent it on Guillermo there.
Absolutely sent it.
What a lunge that was.
I don't think Guillermo could have done anything about it if he wanted to. Wow, that was a...
You can take a look from Guillermo's POV of that move. Going to Blanchimont. Did he have a moment or something?
I just think he got a massive overrun.
Guillermo just lifted, Avi didn't.
Yeah. He definitely pushed the braking zone, but he's 100% control of the car through those 2 corners there by Avi, so fantastic move. Late on the brakes. Now he's got a little bit of a gap.
Still in second place, so in theory, this is P2 in the championship for Guillermo even now.
And I don't know what the times are, but I would say Dan isn't losing time to these guys. I think he got around Parker, and he's dogging these guys.
He is. Dan Pullen has a purple lap at the moment. The 220 is 886, the last lap. These two battling has cost him a little bit of time. 222.389 for Guillermo, as there's a yellow flag for Gage Galvin. That's in sector. That's coming out of La Source. Imagine that's a spin. We'll get to that. You guys are still going through the middle sector. We can quickly look at what happened to Gage Galvin in the White Monster Lexus. Him and Hans are...
Ooh, maybe a little too early on the throttle application coming out of La Source. Kiss the inside wall. He's right now, I think he's going for all the fenders are getting a touch of that White Monster tonight.
Yeah. quite a nice
This is making me
collaboration here.
thirsty, though. I haven't had a white monster in ages. I mean,
Well, I've never had a white monster, so I have no idea. Planning to
I'm definitely
eventually.
not one drinking one at this time of night. I will be asleep never. Um,
uh, yeah. For kids, caffeine in too much quantity is bad for you. So, okay, we're talking a lot about strategy. It is a mini enduro, so might as well. The top two are on pace as of right now to do an extra lap. So that's going to be interesting. Where that puts them in relation to P3 down Poland here.
yeah, and we've seen Guillermo throughout the season extend where other guys couldn't. So, I mean, I fully expect Guillermo to play towards the proper strategy here. I guess the wild card a little bit here is if Dan Pullen is on the same strategy, or if he's pushing to catch these guys and just running flat out to the end and let the cards fall where they fall.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where these strategies converge as you get to the end. 35-ish minutes to go. So the fuel burn they're doing right now, I'd say Dan has one more lap after that, so that's about.
I think that's Chris McKellen trying to come through.
Yeah.
Awkward spot. Nah, he would have rather got it done on the straightaway, and he just couldn't get it. Couldn't get there in time.
And this is gonna be really awkward because the LMP2 does lose quite a lot of grip going through the slower corners. See him work his way through the leaders as well. Not that guess, but
yeah, corners like Ravage. I mean, a GT3 is almost faster than an LMP2, but definitely in these corners like Puhan and whatnot, there's a heavy cornering advantage to the prototypes.
And McLaren navigating past Guillermo pretty smoothly. Gonna come up on Avi in a bit of a weird spot.
Gets it done before Stavelot.
Oh, he's going for the outside. Okay, that is a choice. Managed to make it stick though. Both drivers being very clean about it. A good anticipation from both ends. That's good.
I don't blame Avi for what he did. He put his car to the inside to avoid the risk. And said, "Hey, if you're going around, you're going around this way. There's only one way around, and it's around the outside." And Chris did it. So good on Chris and good on Avi for getting through it.
Poland has lost a little bit of time because that he's now 3.5 seconds behind the top two. So yeah, now we see we see Hans Montez lapping. So that's the last of the P2s for now. It's interesting we didn't catch any of the other P2s coming through. That's fine.
Yeah, we must have just been on a different battle at a different time, but it took them. I mean, again, it's a long lap. I'm rolling like a broken record over here, but it does take them a while to get around and catch the GTs. And like we mentioned, there's some corners here where the cornering speed isn't that much different.
Julian has come into the pits. LMP2s maybe starting to get a little early. James Rubio has.
Yeah, I don't think any of them were going to be able to do a one stop from what I was hearing about. It sounds like almost everybody was set for 2.
Yeah, so Chris is coming in this lap. Yeah, so Chris and Ryan both doing 10 lap stints. James, Nate, and Hans, the Rubio sides and Montez all doing 11. So maybe that comes into play for the pit stops. But so far, Ryan Bone has enjoyed a pretty comfortable lead at the front of LMP2. So not sure how much that'll come in. Okay. I did want to go back to a moment a bit earlier. Oh, hold on. So Avi Toles got past Abe Wozniak. Okay.
Did Abe have a moment? Because Javi was behind him, I believe.
Yeah, pretty no. So Abe got past Javi.
Yeah, but I thought Abe was in front of Javier to begin with.
Yeah.
I wonder if Abe had an off track or mistake that Javi by. Either way, got the move. I mean, great battle here. Good side by side racing.
I think that Abe let him past again. That's interesting. Okay.
Even maybe Abe's got a number to hit too. could be a difference. We talked about before. You know, these guys are. It's different. It's not like Wednesday nights when you go sprint racing and you just look forward, right? You just put your head into the the tunnel vision and you focus forward and you try to get as many spots as fast as you can, right? Everybody's pushing to go forward. Here, if you're committed to a strategy, you have to commit to it. And if somebody's racing you and pushing you, you have to be able to stay within your own head and say, I'm committed to this strategy, and if I have to let this guy go because he's faster or he's running a different strategy, then you've got to control that. And it's a different aspect of endurance racing than versus what sprint racing is, even though it looks like the same cars on the same track from Wednesday to Thursday night. It's a totally different mentality getting in these cars for an endurance race than it is for a sprint race.
So we're seeing some of the pits, the ones who weren't necessarily fuel saving. The Les must also be in. So Avi, Guillermo, and Casey all going 1 lap longer. Casey a bit behind the top 2, or Avi has managed to pull a 1.5 second gap and has more virtual energy than Guillermo, so Avi's sitting pretty right now.
Looks like Abe's able to do the extra lap, and Dave Harris.
That reminds me, we need to go back and look at something. So Abe Wozniak and Richie Wood were having... The Abe dropped back quite a bit to Richie. I remember Richie was right behind,
lost,
and then, Richie
little
lost
Tokyo drift through Piff Paff.
Oh, and Balloon just about managing to get through.
He did good to get it out of the way. I'll give Richie that. It's a pretty drift, too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, style points don't count for anything in these endurance formats.
And I don't see anything for Abe specifically that caused him to go all the way back, so it must have been something that non-contact or non-stopping the car levels. So we can look at the people exiting the pits now. Parker Thomas is out ahead of Dan Poulin. Wait, are they using the endurance pit lane?
Yes, there was a mistake in the upload, and they are using the full endurance pit lane.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that at the earlier part. There are 2 different pit lanes. Well, there's actually several, but mostly there's 2 different pit lanes. The endurance one, which uses the front and back pit boxes that you would see for like the 24-hour race, or there's the F1 one, which I much prefer, so you don't have to make that long, slow, agonizing trip down pit lane here, because it's during the right of the fastest part of the track too. It's awful. That's all I can say about it. When you're doing the endurance format, it's so long.
While we are on the topic of pit stops, Parker Thomas has jumped Dan Poulin in the pits by quite a bit, actually. 13 seconds the gap, so tire strategy probably coming
That sounds like a tire strategy difference. I'm willing to bet Parker didn't take tires. Or maybe he did in Parker fashion. Maybe he took one tire.
Poulin, by the way, has a stop-go penalty. So,
no.
That is his race fully done.
Okay, that might throw a monkey wrench in his plans for the evening, but he was 3rd when he came in, so by the time he gets done warming his tires and taking an extra trip through the pit lane, which, as I just painfully described, is probably the worst experience about Spa, when you have to do the endurance pit lane drive through. Oh, he's gonna lose a lot of time.
Oh yeah, right. Penalties at Spa endurance suck. So Parker Thomas now looking at P3.
He should be very close with Casey. I think Parker is gonna have to find a way to stretch this fuel stint 29 laps, because Casey is definitely on par to do it, right? He's pitting in at 27 minutes. He's split the race effectively in half right now.
Yeah, coming out with a little under 27 left. Parker Thomas is on the run towards Eau Rouge right now, so it's going to be very close on pit exit. Oh, you see right there.
Parker's going to blow by him, yeah.
Not disengaged his pit limiter. What's happening?
Oh, no, he's up to speed now. He's
up to speed now, but yeah, he was very late with the pit limiter.
Almost looked like, it was stuck.
Yeah, he was flashing his lights pretty aggressively, so I imagine that has something to do with
He's
it.
still flashing his lights.
He
I wonder
is?
if he's having electrical gremlins in there.
Hmm.
Tell
Maybe.
us what happened, Casey. Tell us via Morse code. You see, Dan has all the way at the back is just coming out of a rouge when Casey was coming in to look home. So he's lost that much and still has not served the penalty.
No, he has about 3 laps I think, so he's probably
Okay,
choosing just...
so he's lost that much time on tires
Yeah.
alone, and he still needs to take his stop go.
Yeah, so he's actually
Yeah, he's gonna
17
lose
seconds behind Parker now. So yeah, I've done some back of the napkin math. That's probably not the right term, but I'm gonna roll with it. You'd lose about 22 seconds every time you change tires on LMU just because of the time lost when you warm them up. On some tracks it's a little bit lesser. You warm up pretty quickly, and it also depends on the condition, which as of right now is yeah, a balmy 40 degrees on the track. So yeah, actually the entire time tires shouldn't take that long to warm up.
Yeah, tires should come up the temp real fast. They're hot tonight.
What happened? Well, you can have who's minus 13. I missed.
I'm not sure, but I think he's talking about Avi. Why is he a
No,
lap
he's
down?
talking about Poulin, I think. That's the number 13 car. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think that would probably be a speeding into pit lane, I imagine, the stop go.
Yeah, it's probably either that or maybe he missed the maybe he was late for entry. He might not have caught the
So
pit
he's
entry.
coming out of pit exit. The penalty, I'm not sure, but yeah, this is definitely not when the penalty was, when the infraction happened. It's when the penalty was applied.
You can also cut the exit lines. You do have to lift coming up the hill in pit road. It's possible to overshoot the lines. He could have got. I mean, to be honest with you, he could have got it anywhere on this.
Yeah.
godforsaken long pit lane.
Yeah, I think the problem is that my broadcast shows when he got the penalty, but not necessarily what he did to earn the penalty. He'd be slapped by the stewards, as we like to call it.
Yeah, we are not stewards here. We are just peons in the gantry.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I don't know whether my software is glitching out because Guillermo has taken half fuel. He's 17 seconds ahead of Avi. He's definitely taken half fuel. What on earth?
Maybe Avi just took. It could be two things. He could have underfueled, or Avi could have overfueled.
No, it's definitely not.
I would think they would need a full tank though to get to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's tough to do the one stop here. That's got to be a mistake.
Yeah. Well, we just got to that. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, that's Guillermo's only filled up half.
Yeah, but Parker didn't take tires, and he's 8 seconds behind Avi, which is exactly spot on. Something has happened with. I think Guillermo just might have messed his pit stop up.
I'm trying to think of his. Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out why.
He should be around 70 to 80% VE right now. What's he at?
He's at 42%.
He smoked. Yeah. He's only got about four laps in. That's not enough. That's only about 9 minutes of racing. Richie Wood putting on a little smoke show here for us.
Spun at the top of Rouge.com, another casualty there. That's coming out of the pit lane, so probably cold tires.
Oh, cold tires might have got him.
He's also on 51% VE. What on earth? Why are so many people filling up only half VE?
Let's hope the software is glitching out, but I can tell you right now, the time delta looks like about half a pit stop.
Yeah. So either it's just Avi. No, Avi's definitely not taking tires. We ruled that out already. Well, I don't know. Is this something new with LMU now? Now you have to worry about half fuel? I was joking in voice chat earlier.
If I had any hair left, I'd be pulling it out, trying to figure out what's happening here. But the monkeys in the booth get no information. What we see on screen is what we get. So, folks, we're working with what we got here. this has definitely been a learning season throughout the broadcasting adventures here with you. I appreciate you putting it all together here, Nitin. I've got the easy job of just talking about race cars with you. You had to go out and find all the software and put it together. And for those who aren't aware of what it actually takes to broadcast something, LMU is still a relatively new game, so there isn't a ton of third-party or native stuff built into it. It's actually quite challenging to get for us to put this together for you. So give a shout out to Nitin whenever you get a chance for figuring this all out and bringing it to you a couple times a week here at OOFS. This third season's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, the pleasure's all mine. I can't take full credit for the overlay and all that. That was actually suggested by Willie, so I have to give him hats off for tipping me off on this thing. We did, for those of you who've been watching for a while, we did switch overlays around Monza, I believe. But that was when I found this, and I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna work. But it's been great. It's been great, sort of learning this, and broadcasting races with so much like strategic depth and battles and all sorts of things is quite the learning experience. It's been fun. It's been a great season, and yeah, we are about 20 minutes away from the end of that. Just enjoy.
Yeah, that'll be the end of our third season here at OOFS. Nitin, I know you've been around, like myself there, pretty much since the beginning, when we were just kind of throwing some races together and seeing how this darn thing worked. But we've now put together 3 seasons, if you would, or 8-week calendars for drivers to battle in multi-class and in a single class sprint format on Wednesday nights. Interesting to see what comes up for next season. We're gonna have a couple weeks off to blow off some steam and goof off with these racers, and some might be looking to maybe sharpen their skill set during the off season. Others might be looking forward to some time away from the cars. But next season will be starting probably in about another month or so. Usually the off season is about 4 or 5 weeks. So if you're interested in doing this, this season's about to wrap up, but we'll probably be getting into the next one up and off the ground as soon as the admins, our overlords, if you would, tell us what's coming up for season 4.
Yeah, we have. Well, there's a few things in the pipeline. I can't, disclose anything yet, but there's some good stuff coming up. So do subscribe, join our Discord. We will be putting up some announcements. We have some fun stuff planned in the off season as well. I think the off season announcement's already up, so I can probably say that. Yeah, so we do have a few off season races, both in LMU as well as out of LMU. We do Automobile East to do a couple of random video game nights in the off season, so it's a fun time to be around. We won't necessarily be broadcasting those, but you come and join. It's a good time to get to know us. There's no pressure of being in a championship, and it's a much more chill time. Links in the description, links in the video, live stream description if you want to come in and check us out.
Yeah, I always like doing the fun races. No pressure, and sometimes you get to mix it up with different people that you don't usually race with. I mean, as you can tell, people's pace kind of comes out over the course of a race, and you usually end up racing sort of the same group of guys you would, and sometimes you get to race new people because the format's different and you're not as experienced, or everybody's sort of on a level playing field.
Pretty quiet and don't be too battle, but something has happened. Ryan Balloon is a bird. Having started from pole. James Rubio and Nate Sice are out in front. So I'm not sure what happened here.
He's not behind by a ton.
About 5 seconds, so maybe a difference in tire strategy there, I would imagine.
Yeah, we could be seeing a difference in strategy there. Guillermo's still out front in the GT category.
Yeah, the GTs are pretty much holding station. Aviganti, the gap has gone up to 22 seconds. If Guillermo is planning on... So Guillermo has to pit again, though. So Avi's pretty much
He
caught
has
us in the
to.
back.
Yeah, he's going
Yeah.
faster probably because he's on light fuel.
Yeah, so just trying to get as much of a gap as he can. About a second and a half faster than the last lap, so
I would
Guillermo's
think. I
really
mean,
pushing it.
according to that VE chart, Guillermo's only got about one more lap.
Yeah, so he is... Where is he right now? He's coming up through Blanchimont, so yeah. One more lap after this one, I imagine.
Yeah, he should be in
Oh,
on the next
each
lap.
side is spun. Sides is around... Oh,
Hey,
he's gone into gravel at Piff Path.
looks
One more. Another one bites the dust.
it's really hard to see in a simulation, and even hard to see in a real, live race on TV. That is, not if you're there. That whole section is
Oh, so that's what happened to Nate Sides, and that's how he's lost
caught up in the back of
P2.
MT.
Yeah, just a really bad spot to catch a GT3. They're very slow through there. Yeah, kind of is.
Willie's in the chat asking if Guillermo's on full push. He must be on full push right now. But does he think he can make a difference in pace?
Yeah,
I mean, there's not with this pit lane. Absolutely not.
No.
Having to come down this pit lane in extra time is a killer. Look how far it's put Dan Pullen back in the field
Dan
after he did that drive-through.
What is he? P11 and GT3s, having been in a fight for a podium, and he's like
that pit stop knocked him back from P3 to P11.
Yeah, well, he's lost
maybe
about
further. I think
seconds.
he's gained a couple positions since he got back on track and up to speed.
Yeah, he came out in 15th. He's up to 11th, so he's charging through.
It's unfortunate for him. I mean, his pace was great tonight. It was going to be really interesting to see what he could do with the front runners. And I mean, nobody can see into their crystal ball that, looks like Guillermo made a mistake on his pit stop and is effectively going to hand the lead over to somebody. Sort of a couple free podium gimmies mistakes there from our top three.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was a mistake. It's because fueling only 50% fuel shouldn't be possible if you start on 100% VE, as far as I've known. It should refill you to 100%. It refills you to whatever fuel you started on. I don't know how it's possible to refill to...
I mean, you can adjust your fuel refill. I always adjust how much that.
Who would adjust on 50? That is my confusion. Like, it makes no sense. Sorry, it's just me thinking out loud here. Is trying to come up with some sort of rationalization other than, the game is just doing what it does best.
A little aggressive, and he is in the pits.
He has gone into the pits, yeah.
So he's going to relinquish at least the lead, and he had about a 30-second delta to Parker, and I think that's going to put Parker in P2.
That's Parker, Thomas, P2, Casey Jackman.
I bet Casey jumps him too. It's such a long pit lane. I gotta think he's gonna come out.
And he has to take almost more than half fuel load, I'd imagine. Although Parker Thomas, looking at his fuel right now, he's on 35%. That's gonna
Parker we knew had to do some work to get there. We knew that Casey was on the strategy. He was one of the last ones to come off pit road. So Casey probably sitting with a little Cheshire grin on his face right now, like, yeah, you go ahead, push up there, Mr. Parker. Go get that P2.
He does have a little bit of a gap right now. 8 seconds to Casey. So if he had to, he has the buffer to use.
He has to. He needs to be pedaling that car. Chris caught him at an awkward moment there, coming out of a Rouge. Never fun. You're always on the limit there, even in the P2.
Rouge, Pouin, and Blanchimont are probably the spots where you have the biggest speed difference, but you don't have the space to go around in the P2. That is.
Willie thinking he's going to lose 4 spots. It looks not out of the pit yet. Is he going to get passed by Abe? I think he's passed by Abe.
He is passed by Abe. He is just coming through the second half of the pit lane now.
And here comes Dave Carter.
More than 4.
Oh my gosh! And Dave Harris.
He has filled up to about 75% VE though. I don't think that was necessary.
I think he overfilled.
Yeah, it's just what on earth is going on here
He
today?
probably only needed about 5 laps worth. I mean, about another 50, I guess. Wow.
Yeah, very unusual scenes in today's race.
Are you sure he's not in a Ferrari?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I couldn't miss my opportunity, right?
Nah, no. Well, it's always fun to look at the Ferrari F1 team and wonder what on earth they do on the pit wall. Look,
I
I'm
almost
gonna
think
be
they
honest.
have like they have
I
different data than everybody else. They must have.
I'll be honest with you. I love a good Ferrari banter session. Is they make it so easy. It's hard to ignore.
We used to, my problem is I like Fred so much. Fred Vasseur, the team principal. I like Fred so much. I can't. It's harder for me to like put them down, but like it's just it's low hanging fruit all the time.
Okay.
It's not if they make a bad call, it's when they make a bad call and how bad is the call. But it's sometimes these teams don't get it right, and what's crazy about this stuff is there's no team telling these guys what to do. They've got to run all this strategy real time, and while you're trying to fend off a guy in a Jurassic Park livery from overtaking you at the bottom of Staffellow. Dustin's putting some pressure on here. He's already in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's Preston Parente in front of him.
Preston has been doing a good job of just, getting through all the chaos.
Dustin might be running some light arrow there. He pulled right up.
The BMW also very, very fast in the straight line. Oh my god.
Now they almost into the wow, the concertina effect there was insane. Dustin running a little wide, flirting with that exit of that chicane again, and we wonder if he's not learned his lesson from the first lap. Oh, was that a little tiny lockup too? Maybe a little aggressive. Dustin's fighting.
Oh, and Dustin goes wide.
Yeah, he's gonna hurt his exit all the way up to Lacombe. You hate to see it.
That is.
He's got a few more laps though. He's got to gather himself back up here. Put the rest of the lap together. Hope Preston makes a mistake. Richie Wood dumps out of the pits.
Richie Wood was on the other car that sort of pitted for only 50% VE. He's come out now with more, 67.5. So
he's also overfilled.
He's had similar issues to Guillermo. It's weird. It's weird that it's happened twice. If it was only one, I would have been like, maybe that's a mistake. But 2 times happening is a little weird. Parker Thomas now down to 17%. Chat confirming. Dirk Dog.
Parker's got a pit.
Yeah, that's the race engineer telling has to pit.
All right, Parker, don't put all the gas in it. Just put a lap of fuel in it.
Yeah, I don't know why you take the extra pit stop at Spa Endurance. Interesting strategy for sure.
I think he may have just gotten caught up in the start and was just gonna push and see where it could get him. It's gonna hurt him being off strategy. But at the same time, I think he still can salvage a good finish. He's not going to need to take hardly any fuel. It's just that time loss coming down the pit lane is going to cost him big time. That's probably going to put Abe up into P3 for another podium. Yeah. He podiumed last week as well, sort of being very opportunistic in some first lap schmozzles and making his way through. And well, it looked like he was kind of going backwards earlier in the race, right? He was getting overtaken down the Kimmel Straight and was kind of letting people go when we weren't sure what was going on with Abe. And gosh, how dare us?
Abe Wozniak clearly
what
saw
were we
a picture
thinking?
we did not.
Yeah. Yeah, we're playing checkers. Abe's playing chess. That's what's happening here. Although maybe it could be quite possible he has a special in-house crew chief this week. So
he does. Although I don't know if that's a help or a hindrance.
I was gonna say it's an influence. Of what kind of influence, I'm not sure. Is it performance enhancing or performance inhibiting?
He is probably streaming.
You be the judge.
Streaming to. Yeah. Drop his
Yeah.
stream again real quick. So if you want to see Greg yelling at Abe, always do that.
I hope they are.
They are. It'll be very funny.
Yeah, Greg chose with his title championship all wrapped up to head to Virginia instead of going to virtual Belgium. But you know, he had the championship wrapped up. You know, good on him for that.
Taking an early vacation. I
I
can
don't think he
respect that.
wanted to miss a week of racing. You know, this was just something that was in the plans. So
Some love for the cheese Bergini from its designer, Dave Packin. Good to see you, Dave. Here
Dave and
we
his
have...
fantastic artworks.
Yeah. His liveries are always a banger. Like, guarantee. These guys.
He's just looking for a way by MT. Big speed coming out of that Lexus there. He must be trying to fulfill his quotal panel. Bang up quota.
As Carney has a massive slide on the exit. That's going to open it up for Gage, and he is going to steam right past.
Parker is on pit road. Has lost a spot to Casey already, and probably going to be plummeting down the leaderboard, unfortunately.
He has.
Did he pit on the first stretch, or is he pitting downhill the hill?
No, he's already pitted because his Wii's back up. So he's got 22%.
He's got more than enough. Yeah, now he's got enough for 2 laps, which this should get him home.
Well, we can look at James Rubio, where he is. That's our leader.
Yep, sorry, James. You've been putting together a great race tonight. But it's quite boring out there for you. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to see it. Great livery to look at, though. We should watch it go around the track a little bit. Will James be the only other winner besides Greg? Because James did win the Le Mans race earlier in the season. I think Greg won every other race.
Yeah, as it stands right now, of course. James Rubio is our only other winner, doing the Carlos Sainz 2023 special.
Yeah, but 2 times better because he'll have won twice.
Yeah.
So if your names isn't James or Greg, you don't got a shot, I guess. Looks like it's all in his hands. So whatever happened to Ryan there, that mishap, James has got the lead. Doesn't look like he intends to let it go.
Oh, Gage Galvin has got a
Gage has got a drive through. Okay.
That I'd imagine is for track limits.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. If there could be a scenario where somebody pushed the boundaries a little too far, I think we're seeing it. And that's going to be a drive-through or a stop-go?
That's a drive-through. He has got a couple of laps, so maybe that just becomes 30-second.
Greg said they're definitely playing chess down there, but you know what? I challenge you, Greg. I don't think you even know how to play chess. You're probably using AI.
I believe chess is quite the vibe. Oh man. So things are mostly.
Greg might be playing drinking chess, maybe.
Maybe he has got the brandy. Got the Armenian brandy that, for totally coincidental reasons, bears resemblance to a certain part of the human anatomy that we probably can't say on stream. It is quite the iconic brandy bottle, though.
I have no words to describe that.
That is Greg's drink of choice for every championship he wins, which he has won basically every season. So,
oh boy!
So that has become
he has 2 championships this season, and I've only seen 1 bottle, so it looks like he needs to get another. Parker did come out behind Guillermo in P6.
Speaking of Guillermo, he's catching up to Dave Harris, 5th. Maybe not all is lost for him. Thomas, though, where are the... It's gonna be real nip and tuck for Parker Thomas, though. He is coming up. He's on 11.4% VE, and he's about 5 seconds behind Guillermo. So the question is, Where are you, James Rubio? He's crossing the line. This is going to be
This is going to
his
be the white
last
flag.
lap.
Yeah,
Yes, this
we'll
is
be
going
at
to
the
be the
white
white
flag
flag. So
now.
Parker has to do one more lap after this.
Oh, did he get
no.
caught out?
He might have gotten caught out. He might have to do another lap. So that's going to be another pit stop.
Oh, Parker is
no.
going to be yelling some Italian choice words inside that cheeseburgini right now if he has not taken enough fuel to get him to the finish line.
And yelling Italian in
Dave, oh no, I cursed Parker.
Yeah, it's your fault, Dave. It's not my commentator's curse for once. I'll take that as a win.
I mean, we still got 1 minute and 8 seconds left here, and you can curse anybody anytime. I've seen that happen this season on multiple occasions. Is there a sniper shot left in season 8 for Nit with about minute plus overtime on the clock?
I sure hope not. I'm betting against that. Guillermo Perez has worked his way up to P4, but it won't quite be enough to change much in the championship at this stage. He has got Abe Wozniak right up in front and a lap to go, and a very fast Corvette. Abe ahead will have to fuel save a little bit on this final lap. He's on 9.5% WE.
Oh wow, he really closed in under braking going into the final chicane. So 1 lap to go for these guys, and I mean he's right up under his rear wing. I don't know what Abe's got left in the tank, but if he's got anything, he needs to use it.
So about in the high 8% as he crossed the line, so definitely he's gonna have to Lyco. So Guillermo has got every opportunity here.
If he's got high 8, I think he's got enough.
Maybe, but I don't think he'll be able to full push. Because full push, I think, is like 9.5%.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a couple areas. The great thing about Spa, and I'll do a little inside baseball here, because of the elevation we discussed, and that whole twist of it being downhill, you can use your downhill momentum to save fuel here. It's actually very easy from a fuel saving tactic. To use the downhill to your advantage is a very easy way to save fuel. Because you can lift a little bit earlier without losing as much speed because of gravity.
Parker Thomas took the checkered flag. Okay, interesting.
Maybe he backed up enough.
Yeah, James Rubio has crossed the finish.
Guillermo looking to get it done in no name and on the outside. Interesting strategy, Guillermo. Good on you for taking the look. Oh, he's just showing Abe a little bit of that Corvette nose going into Pujon. Abe not falling for the deke there, just holding his line. They're gonna come in here to piff paff. Abe's making it nice to the apexes here. Could be a little bit tighter, but I mean he's on the racing line. The racing line is the racing line here, as we discussed.
It's about to cross to 2.4% as he goes through Stabilo 2. So
it's going to be right to the wire. It's going to be
very, very close between these two. Guillermo, of course,
let's see how defensive he gets here.
Yeah, Guillermo has more than enough to push. They're going through the run up to Blanchimont. Guillermo's got the inside line now. No, he has not.
Not that
behind, but there's
Aston
still one
Martin
braking
is
zone.
Fast. Abe's going to protect. Abe's going to. I mean, he doesn't throw a massive block. It's very strategic car placement. Oh, Guillermo, a little too deep.
Going through the dust stop. And Abe Wozniak, through some miracle, is he gonna? Oh, Guillermo gets him.
Wait, did he run out of fuel?
He ran out. He's at 0.0.
Oh,
0.0.
no.
What a finish.
But now here's the bigger question: did he just get a penalty?
No, he did not. He lifted right as he crossed the line to escape.
Coming into Dustin's Donuts.
There's about a couple 0.2% error, 0.2 or 0.3% error yet. He is lifted hard. But that is an insane battle for the final for P2 on that podium.
What a finish.
And it's incredible.
Teammates doing some flashy lights from the Podium Hunters boys. Maybe some poses for the camera. I don't think Abe has any fuel. I think he's literally just coasting down.
Yeah, it's just going downhill.
Oh yeah, Dustin's gonna give him a push.
You love to see it. The Podium Hunters boys showing a little bit of end of season cheer.
Dustin checked out. He's like, "Good luck getting up that hill, buddy. You're better just to park it here and walk back up the endurance entrance." Dustin wanted to go do some donuts.
Yep. And that is curtains on the season, folks. This has been quite the race too.
I mean, in OOFS fashion, we sent it out with a bang.
Get results real quick.
So yeah, does this officially classify? Well, let's run through the results. We'll get to it.
Yeah. So in LMP2, 5 finishers. James Rubio becomes the only other race winner, but only just? Or maybe that's just fastest laps. I don't know. He's comfortably ahead of Ryan Balloon in second place. Nice drive, James. Sorry we didn't see any of it. But that was just how crazy the rest of the field was. Nate Sides rounds out the podium in P2s, followed by Hans Montez and Chris McLennan. Avi Ganti, Guillermo Perret. Coming up to second in GT3s? Okay.
I'm wondering if Casey got a fuel penalty or something. I saw that as they came. No, this is fast lap. I'm sorry. This is not the results. Because it's got Dave Harris 9th.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, crap. Hold on.
Yeah, this is not the finishing order.
So we can take a look at the.
I know that we know that James won.
No, Dave Harris is fourth. What?
Did Abe catch a penalty?
No, he didn't catch a penalty. What on earth is going on with my overlay? I have no idea. Because Dave Harris
We're
is
all
supposed to be
sideways here, folks.
Yeah, we're a little bit confused.
We'll get it sorted.
But yeah, I would say our podium is Avi Ganti, Casey Jackman, and Guillermo Perret after that incredible last lap battle.
Yeah, just not in the order I think we're seeing here in the overlay. I wonder if just the finishing, people getting an extra lap might have screwed up your system. We definitely had a cut across, right? I think Parker slowed down to not do the extra lap and hold his position.
Wait, chat, who got a stop and go? I'm seeing someone got an SG30 right at the end.
Maybe that might have been Abe or Casey.
Maybe Casey. I don't see how Casey could have got an SG30 though.
Could track limits?
Track limits gives you a drive-through, so I'm not entirely sure. A little bit of confusion here, but we can maybe
we'll get it sorted for you, folks.
Yeah,
still a heck of a finish either way. Either way,
meanwhile, we will pull up our podium place guys from LMP2. Rubio, congrats. Brian, and who is third? Nate, I believe. I don't see him in the chat. Get Mr. Monster in here. Alrighty, gentlemen, welcome to the post-race interview one more time this season. Congratulations, all of you. You guys did great. Unfortunately, we didn't really see a lot of it because of all the chaos that went on in GT3s. So Hans, starting with you, great. So talk to us about that race. How was it? We saw a bit of... we saw that White Monster livery for quite a while.
Yeah, White Monster was fun, man. You know, everybody enjoys a White Monster, you know. And then Gage wanted to do it too, so I was like, okay, I'll keep it one more race so we could both do it. But the race, man, it was fun. I was trying to fuel save excessively because I did a practice run where I was able to one-stop it, but unfortunately, it was no way. After I hit the first pit stop, I was like, okay, nope, not gonna be able to. So I ended up doing another little splash and go.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Hans, not everybody has had a White Monster. My co-host here, Nitin, has never had a White Monster.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of sus.
I felt the same way. I was like, wait, how?
No, yeah, but it was a good race. I mean, the splash and go is what got me past Chris, so I'll take it.
Well, congratulations on a great race.
Yeah, thanks, man. Fun season. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Likewise. We're going to see you next season?
Oh, yeah, I'll be here.
All right.
better be a prototype driver too, Hans.
Yeah, I'll do it. Why not? It's actually a lot of fun.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'd love to see it. Moving on to you, Ryan. P2. We saw you got pole. That was a hell of a lap to get pole. I think second week in a row. What happened in the pit stops? Because I think it tires.
Yes and no. So I decided to do a riskier strategy. I didn't want my last race of the season to be one where I just lifted and coasted into every corner. So I opted for a full push new tire strat, which was working pretty well up until I think about 3 laps before my first pit stop. I had some really bad GT3 traffic. I think I lost about 6 seconds over that the entire last half of that stint. Pulled in the pits, new tires, full fuel, went out again, clawed back a lot of that advantage. But on the pit entry, after my second stint, I crossed the pit entry line and got a red cut. So I ended up having to slow down to like 30 kph in the pit entry. And I think that plus some traffic I hit was ultimately what made that strategy fail and what handed James the lead. I had good pace, the car felt decent, and I just couldn't execute.
Well, heck of a race for me. I hate to see it come down to, one of those little ticky-tacky mistakes. But sometimes that's the nature of it. I think we had a couple issues tonight with pit lane, also in the GT field too. So tricky entrance here at Spa for the pits. Got to be on your toes.
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, it was just a little lockup and a little bit wide. Thought, I got it in before the cone. Nope, that apparently counts.
Well, you hate to see it end that way, but a great race. I mean, nonetheless, your pole lap was incredible. We hope to see you back for season 4.
Thanks. I plan to be back and in the P2 or less.
Look at that, folks. We're doing signings right here in the booth, right here, right now.
Step right up. Well, moving on to our race winner, James. How does it feel to be the only race winner other than Greg this season? We were saying you're doing the Carlos Sainz 2023 special right here. So talk to us about that one.
It feels great. I don't know how I'm here, but I'm here. For this race, I knew Ryan was going to be my toughest battle if Donovan didn't show up, and lo and behold, Donovan didn't show up. I knew he was gunning for the win. I figured based off some of the comments he put in the chat that he was going to push all out. So I went very strategic with my practice sessions. I calculated about how much time I'd lose not taking tires, and I knew going into it that since he was probably going to push, I was going to do a more counter strategy. 2 stopped, but no tires, and it paid off. I wasn't that much slower than him. He was definitely faster. My fastest lap practicing for quali was like a 2:03.3. He did a 2:03.2. So he's definitely faster than me, but I figured I was close enough if I was smart and executed a good race that I could potentially beat him.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like a case of perfectly executed versus, somebody who had one tiny little mistake. And that's how close it is here at OOFS. I mean, to get a win here is not easy. We know it's tough to beat Greg, but it's tough to beat anybody. And these endurance races open up different strategies to you guys. I mean, how do you feel about the endurance format versus other ones? Do you like the challenge of having to put all that together and pulling it all together, or is it a little more than you want to have for a Thursday night?
I enjoy the endurance aspect because it allows me to compete with guys who are faster, like Ryan, and obviously we've had other fast guys like Donovan. I think Joris might have briefly did P2. He's unbelievably fast. So just putting together a complete race over 55 minutes allows it to where people like me can do reasonably well. And even Hans isn't the outright fastest guy either, but he's doing pretty well as well. So
Yeah.
I enjoy the endurance, even though the super alien guys may not enjoy it as much.
I mean, well, let's be clear first. Yours is fast and a Power Wheels, okay? Doesn't matter what that guy's in. He's ridiculously fast. But I mean, props to you and Ryan for pushing these guys, keeping these guys honest throughout the season. We talked about Greg wrapping it up, but you guys definitely didn't make it easy. And sorry we didn't put the camera on you tonight, James. If you watch the replay, you're not going to see that livery too much. You were kind of clear after pit stops, and the GT3s were really duking it out for putting their request in for time on the cams. But I mean, I guess we W the other Greg. Is that what we call you now?
Little Greg.
I'm cool with that, I guess. A little Greg. Yeah. Yeah.
Who won the race? Who won the other Peter? The other Greg.
It's funny you mentioned though. Maybe the first thing might not have been as I guess interesting because Ryan was creeping ahead of me towards the latter part of that stint, but in the second stint, Nate was on the same strategy as I was, and traffic kept really screwing me up. So we were kind of doing a yo-yo for quite a while where he'd get right on my ass, literally like 0.3 of a second, and then I'd pull away to about a second, but then traffic would compromise me again, and that went on for probably 7 or 8 laps before I'm not sure if he got. No, he did get caught up in traffic, made a mistake, and I think he had some contact, and that finally.
Yeah, with MT, we saw it on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
caught up
released
one end,
him from me. But for a while there, he was yo-yoing because of the traffic.
Yeah, it always. I can definitely say this. It always feels more dramatic in the driver's seat, watching that relative box and seeing it go in your favor, and then it go against your favor, and then you're
Yeah, I mean,
having choice words inside your own head, or maybe just inside your own headphones.
yeah, I mean, I felt a little screwed out the first stint because I felt like I was being really conservative with the traffic. But I just didn't want to lose my cool and throw away a race for, one mistake.
That's the fun of being in the faster class, right? You get to sort of pick and choose where those moves happen, and with great power comes great responsibility, James. Coming from a GT3 driver. But great racing from you guys all season. You guys really put on a good show for us, and congrats on the win again.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, congrats from me as well. This has been a great season for the broadcast as a whole, and it's been great to watch and have with you guys. With that, I will let you guys get back to the voice chat.
Could we perhaps, before we go, get a let's see, a confirmation? Are you guys able to say, are we having P2 or hyper?
We are lowly gantry unpaid peons. We have no.
Damn it.
No, you have more information than we have. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah,
I'll put
pretty
money on
Keep your
Hyper.
eyes trackside. See which admins are practicing in a hypercar or P2.
Probably a good strategy.
And also, yeah, shout out to Nitin and the other commentators like you, Jesse, and the guest guys for putting this together. It's pretty cool.
And all the kudos go to Nitin. He did all the heavy lifting.
It's been
Heck
great.
yeah, let's go mid.
It's been great having everyone come in and fill in for the commentary as well. Of course, we've to put in. Everyone puts in quite a lot of work, so yeah, great to see the community come together and make this happen. It's been very fun. It's a privilege to be able to bring this broadcast to you guys. So thanks for that.
Heck yeah, thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next season.
Alrighty, and that was a nice interview. We'll get our GT3 podium.
Avi, Casey, and Guillermo.
I don't see Guillermo. I
think
Casey's
Guillermo
deafened, so I don't know if
Steal Abe.
We'll steal Abe. We need to talk about his strategy. That was kind of incredible.
He had a 99.99% podium.
Well, also, well,
Why am I
Yeah.
here?
because, well,
Because I failed in my task of not getting a penalty.
well,
Did it-
we came damn close to not doing it. So
I was like 10 feet from pulling off that one stop and keeping Guillermo behind me.
Well, I just said you had a 99.9% podium.
Yeah, so
just-
close.
You just missed that 10 feet or so.
Abe, I will say that you getting a DT penalty right in the end caused my entire overlay to crap itself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, then you're welcome.
We have no idea who finished with the way that where the leader finished, and then because of the penalties.
Yeah, so I saw the post race results like in LMU, and I think it finished P5. I think that's
oh,
what
so the
ended up.
penalty pushed you. Was it Parker who would have been behind you?
Parker to 4th.
And then Casey to 3rd. Did Casey catch a penalty too?
I'm not sure. Let me hold on. Let me pull my stream again real quick.
Appreciate you.
Let me see that the last little bit.
Because the software is also telling us that Casey was 3rd, and I wonder if he caught a penalty as well.
We are checking.
We are checking. The
So
Ferrari
Avi
memes have been hot and heavy tonight. So
yeah. Oh, so Avi, Guillermo, Casey, Dave, me, Parker.
So it was accurate. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
So I thought it was hallucinating. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Everything just broke. But
God damn,
apparently it
Dave
was
Harris
right.
finished 4th. Okay, we're gonna have to pull him
Yep.
up now if he's still on the voice
Yeah.
chat. No, he's not here. Damn it.
Where Dave? Dave's not here, man.
Well,
Casey's definite. So whenever he comes back around, we can steal him.
So close.
Well, he's on defend. I can pull him back up. So
Avi, we can probably the only person who didn't have some sort of crazy issue.
well, Avi, we have to talk about your move into the bus stop chicane. That was baller.
That was a big one. That was a big one.
So yeah, talk to us a little bit, like strategy wise. Were you like constantly trying to like match Guillermo on VE, or just try to maybe gain a little advantage? Because you were sitting a few tenths behind, so even on VE you were at. But
yeah, I just kept. I mean, first that Corvette acceleration is insane. I thought I had turn 1, and then I just see that Corvette keep pulling up. So I mean, yeah, awesome start from him. And then I just thought, look, I'll just stick in his slipstream, try to fuel save. I knew I was committing early to one stop. I didn't want to fight. So I just figured we'll just lose more time to the car. I think it was Parker behind. And then, yeah, just kept an eye on his VE and then just tried to be as good. I saw Abe was also, I think we were pretty much percent to percent the whole race. And it just felt like, yeah, I felt at pretty good pace, but it was fuel saving. Like that long pit stop just wouldn't be something I could make up.
Yeah, we were percent to percent, but you had 2 seconds a lap better pace than I did while still using the same amount of fuel.
Minor oversight, all right.
Yeah.
just a slight advantage.
Technicalities, details. But yeah, no. So just glad it worked out. I was a little worried there, but just stuck with it and fuel saved even more to the end. And then I just saw that I think Guillermo lost like a minute and a half to me. So pretty happy with the overall fuel strat there.
Yeah, we're not sure what happened with Guillermo, but when you made that move, were you just sort of waiting to hit your number, and then you hit your number and decided to split it, or was it just sort of like, hey, I know he's going to be lifting here. I'm going to take this opportunity just to trade the track position.
Yeah, I felt I had a little bit more pace at that point. So I noticed too, like he was a little slow coming out of Blanchimont. So I figured like, hey, I'll take a chance. I felt I had a good exit and Stabilo. So all of that just added up. I was really close. And I said, look, I'll take the fuel hit, get in front. There was traffic coming too, and then try to do a little dummy move to the outside and then back in. I knew I could outbrake there. I felt I had a lot of grip, so just worked out, and it was a good clean defense from Guillermo as well. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I don't think there was any defense from Guillermo.
I don't think he saw that coming either. It was like, okay, he's going for it.
It was a heck of a move. Nice one, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that was, again, a lot of fun, a lot of clean battling, and yeah, good pace. And then yeah, just try to gap him at that point. I didn't expect him to commit to the 2-stop, and then at that point I started to field save my way to the end. So it worked out. That was a good move as well in terms of preserving my strategy.
Yeah, you and Abe were definitely something. We were watching Abe. We were watching you earlier in the race. There was a couple times, I think once with Richie and maybe somebody else, where you guys were racing down the Kimmel and you maybe just decided to let them go. And I'm like, I wonder if Abe's cooking up something.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was committed to a 1-stop right from the get go. I know I didn't have the pace really to fight with the guys, so if I can, cut down, especially with the long pit lane, if I can cut down that extra fuel stop, then it would have been beneficial. But 10 feet or whatever, too little.
I don't think I accurately described my hatred for this pit lane in the broadcast. But it sucks.
We were supposed to do the not endurance, but whatever, it's fine.
I know.
It is what it is. It worked out.
No, we definitely. I was like, oh wait, hang on. He's up to something. We'll come back. We'll come back to
It's all Cannoli's fault, really.
About 40 minutes. Yeah. Figure out where you are.
Well,
but
gentlemen,
I was telling Greg, some people think that Lyco races are boring, which they can be, but but then you're racing against yourself. Like, how much can I save while not losing too much pace and not making any mistakes?
I'll open the proverbial can of worms. I don't know if anybody watched last week's F1 race. That's a lot of lift and coast, and it was pretty darn exciting.
Greg actually made a comment when I think Richie was coming out of pits, and we're side by side, and I lifted to let him go. He's like, "Oh, it's like F1."
So, yeah, all right,
just some light clipping on the straightaway. It's fine.
So since you were almost pulled off the perfect strategy, how much did your in-person crew chief help you or hinder you in that performance tonight?
He helped me. He was pretty quiet the first couple laps, let me get into a rhythm, and then he would just give me the right amount of updates at the right time. And then we would discuss a little bit, and I started saving a little bit more aggressively towards the end of the first stint, and then got into that groove, and I just carried that into the second stint. And then I thought I had enough to push on my last lap to keep Guillermo behind me, but it didn't work out. I even said to him when Guillermo came out after his splash and dash, I'm like, we have 3.5 laps to go. He's 13 seconds. He's gonna be right on my ass the last lap, which he was. But that's fine.
Is this because Greg blew the strategy, or you didn't feel safe enough?
Oh no, Greg blew the strategy. It's always the crew chief's fault. Always the crew chief's fault. Yep.
Freaking crew chiefs, man.
He was too busy petting my dog, and he wasn't paying attention to what he was supposed to be doing.
Typical Greg.
Yep. But Nitin and Jesse, just want to say thank you to you guys for the broadcast this season. They've been great, especially on the Wednesdays. Since I'm not racing Wednesday, I kick back on the couch and watch the race. It's been a great time. And
so you like the one I'm not doing anymore? I got it. Gotcha.
Well, that's why I started watching it, because you weren't doing it anymore.
By the way, Greg's in chat yelling slander.
Nobody's exempt from shots in the gantry up here, I'm telling you.
And then the Thursdays, I'll go back and skim through, watch the Thursday one. But you guys are doing a great job, and then I appreciate you sacrificing your race time during the week to do this for us.
You know what?
Yeah, what's Nitin getting back behind the wheel? Are you gonna give us any commitments? Everybody's committing up here, by the way, to next season. So we got to get it from you two as well. We're doing contracts right here, right now. Abe, you're back for next season.
I am. I debuted the new livery tonight, the British Racing Green for next season.
It looks gorgeous.
And then I'll be back in the Aston. I just feel so good. I just feel so comfortable in that car.
So this Abe is Homecoming season 4. Putting it out there.
Yeah,
Homecoming with the Aston season 4. Avi, are you back next season?
I am 100%. I've had so much fun with LMU.
Then we are 5 for 5 on sales, hot dog.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. I will say, I've had way more fun with LMU, just league racing than I have in public lobbies. So yeah, and it's a great group of people. So excited, and hopefully, I can help you back with more pace. But I'll take same pace as this.
How about a little bit less pace, but
Yeah,
you
a
show
little
up for all
less,
the races?
Yeah, go slightly slower.
Slightly, but you show up for all the races. That'd be great.
Yeah, I will show up for all the races. It's been a weird couple of weeks for me. But
No, good on you. We're commenting. This would have been a much different championship finale here if you would have been had the fortune to catch the beginning of the season.
yeah, no, I'm bummed I missed it out, but missed out on it. But yeah, no, next season I'll come back stronger, better turn ones. I hope. Maybe you guys are more excited with me in the back, but it's been awesome. Yeah.
So Abe
That's first.
upped the ante here. He not only made a commitment to drive, he told us what he's driving. So, are you able to tell us
Probably
what
the
the plan is
Lexus.
for next season?
Yeah, maybe the Lexus, but if not, I might pick like the McLaren or you guys put me on the spot here. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'll commit to the Lexus right now, just to stick with what I know.
We're
Nice.
getting it done here on the broadcast, folks.
Just
Yeah.
stick with what I know. Don't be exotic. Just come back better next year, and then blame the bop at some point. Just
I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah. Hey,
just blame the bop.
seat time is key. Seat time is key.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah,
gentlemen.
Nitin, we need to get you back on the track next season, but then we lose our broadcaster. So it's like catch 22. What do you do?
Well, we'll see. I'm probably the only person on this broadcast not committing to anything tonight, but we'll see how the off season plays out. I can be back in either one, really.
I
So
could be pretty persuasive, Nitin. We can get this closed in the next couple seconds. I think we could do that.
Hey, USA Canada race on Thursday next week.
Yeah.
well, I'm neither US nor Canadian. I'm a little confused.
Well,
Pick who you think.
you can
Gotta pick sides.
you can commit to a side.
Well,
You just have to commit to the right side.
Well, the problem is I live on the border, so it's a little confusing.
Well, there you go. You can pick.
Exactly. You got to commit.
There's no wrong answer.
There is no wrong answer. Yeah,
No.
fair.
And we have some great looking Mustangs for the people to run too. So,
I'd be tempted to run that Canada Mustang just for the livery.
well, you're not Canadian. You're not allowed.
Wait, hang on a second. I know some Canadians.
So do I, but you're not Canadian, so you're not allowed.
But I'm also not American.
Yes, you are.
Florida counts.
What does your passport say?
Damn it, A. I'm trying to work an angle here.
Nope,
Guys just
sorry.
Get into the superior lower.
I just want to drive a Mustang with a moose on the side. I can't help
Oh,
it.
spoiler!
Oh, the cat's out of the bag to all one person who's going to hear this part.
Yeah. All right. I'm out of here, guys.
Yeah, great season.
Thanks
from you
again.
all.
Great
All right,
season.
guys. Yeah, thank you. Great job, everyone. Appreciate
See
it.
ya.
Appreciate
Have a
that.
night.
Well, Jesse, this has been quite the season. I first want to say thank you for sticking this out with me for the whole season. You're the first person to come up and volunteer. Just for people who don't know, Jesse did come up and say he wanted to do this, and he has been fantastic. I think we can all agree. So, thank you, Jesse, for your contribution. It's been great.
Oh, of course, and obviously, again, kudos to you for pushing all the buttons to make the virtual things happen on the TV screen. I've been in that role, and it's you can say it's controlled chaos. Is probably now putting it lightly, having to keep an eye on all the battles and get the cameras and the pre-thing set up and make sure the stream launches. I will confess I have probably messed up more in my broadcasting career than I've gotten it right. So appreciate you for everything you do, Nitin, for tracking down the software, getting it working, and getting the stream set up and working. I appreciate it. Everybody at OOFS appreciate it. The people watching who aren't part of the OOFS community, maybe there's a few out there, get to see their friends and family and people do what they'd like to do on their nights, and that's do some sim racing with us. And God forbid if you listen to this race which is now turned into a podcast, I think, with our interviews at the season finale here. A little bit long-winded, but that's how we do here sometimes. Come out and get involved in the league. Friendly bunch of guys, fun racing, fair racing. Everybody here is real welcoming to people. So if you're new to it, if you've been around for a while, if you're an old dog like me, just come out. LMU is a really fun platform. I think it's only getting better. So as the platform gets better, I think hopefully we can probably do some really cool new stuff on the broadcast. Not making any promises, but we'd love to see some progression here of the LMU platform. That being said, it's been a great season 3, and season 4 is just around the corner. And that's going to take us all the way up to our 1-year anniversary of doing seasons. So I'm looking for big things next season.
Don't even realize it's been a year. It's blown by. It's great. Thanks for that, Jesse. You don't even have to wait till the season starts. So like we mentioned a little earlier, we do have off-season events. You can join us in the Discord, and we have all the details. They're usually on the Thursday, so similar time to what we have this broadcast at. Of course, we're going to have a broadcast for those, but you come in, hop in the voice chat, and let's have a jolly good time. With that being said, I'm Nathan, joined by Jesse. We've been OOFS, and we will see you in the next race.